Big circles are really important to me. So is being thrifty, so I made this simple but useful beam compass. Here's how it came together. I went to my local wood shop and asked if I could grab some of their scrap pieces of wood. They have some flaws, but they won't affect the final result. I ended up with a few long pieces of wood that had different thicknesses. I have two 50cm lengths and 4 short pieces. I should say at this point that the measurements for this project don't really matter. It's really all about the proportion and scale that works for you. There isn't a wrong way to do this one, which is neat for pathological corner cutters like me. So to explain what I'm trying to achieve roughly, I'm basically sticking the 2 long lengths of wood together with a little gap or channel for a nail to run through. This will be the center of the circle. I'm then sticking 2 pieces like so to the end and drilling a hole into one of them to stick the pencil through. I start by gluing and assembling the main part of the compass and let it dry. I then stick the pen holder part to a small piece of wood and let those dry. After drying, I stick it to the main part and the construction is done. The last things that you need for this project are a bolt that's long enough to go through the channel and come through the other side, as well as a nut and one of those metal ring fastener things. It's better to get the bolt before assembling the wood so you know how wide your channel needs to be. Usually, long bolts tend to also be pretty fat, so take that into account. You also kinda need the end of the bolt to be pointy. I couldn't really find a bolt with pointy ends, so I instead took it to a metal workshop and had them shape it into a point for me. It was super quick and free. I realized that's not an easy DIY and it complicates things a bit, but I was on a deadline and had to get this thing built. If you have any suggestions about it, please leave them below because I think that'll help everyone out. Anyways, for the moment of truth, I push the bolt through the channel, add the metal ring on the other end, and fasten it on the bolt. It moves along quite smoothly. The pencil hole is a tiny bit too big, so I wrap some masking tape around the pencil. Since masking tape is pretty squishy, it makes for a good traction and grip. You kind of want the tip of the pencil and bolt to be on a similar plane. Once everything is in place, it's done. It's actually one of the few projects that were easier to make than I thought. I'm going to try this out on a piece of newsprint. It definitely has a learning curve to it since it doesn't move like a regular compass. The newsprint was also a pretty awful idea since it ripped far too easily. Yeah, that's a pretty crappy circle, and I was too clumsy with the outlining, so I'm going to try another one. This one is much better, but I'm probably going to ruin it with the outline. Oh well, let's say that was intentional and that I was going for an organic circle. The compass works perfectly though, and I can draw circles for days now, which makes me pretty happy. I hope you found this shorter video useful. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please remember to leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed corner cutting but useful art DIYs, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.